Hello everyone, this is Silk the Tarot Witch, and I wanted to talk about a few things on my channel and how I do things and my opinion about tarot card readings. I didn't originally plan on doing this, but here we are. So when getting tarot readings online from me or any other tarot card reader, I think it's important to keep in mind that people who do this use their energy for free to give a massive amount of people, depending on their followers, free readings, and that no one really seems to really think about the effort and the time it takes to get into this, and not everyone is going to resonate with every reader out there. I am a tarot card reader myself, obviously, on this channel, and I wanted to mention that I'm just starting out, so I feel confident enough in my readings to read for the collective and do pick a card readings. My ratings on my website from different people who said I've helped them, that my readings resonated with them. All of these people have let me know that they enjoy my readings. I not only give readings, but I give advice if it's solicited. It's solicited advice, not unsolicited advice. So the thing that's a little bit different for me with doing public readings is that it's not personal, it's general. And I think it's important that people realize that general readings are just that, general. They're not going to be personal. So a lot of the things that you hear in tarot card readings aren't just for one person. It's not going to specifically speak to your situation. Sometimes it can. Some people are just really good at doing general readings, have a lot of details that just fit someone's life. And there's just one person out there who resonates with like everything that a reader can say to them. And it's amazing to feel that when you go for a general reading and get that. So with that said, I have a couple of issues with this, and I'm not talking about the people who obviously haven't done this. So if the shoe doesn't fit, don't worry about it. I myself prefer to do readings as honest as possible. And a lot of the time that means people aren't going to hear what they want to hear. They're going to hear what they need to hear. And I prefer it no other way. I don't believe in sugarcoating anything because I feel like that's not going to help the person. If someone's in a bad situation and they don't really want to hear the truth, I don't think it's going to really benefit them to have things sugar-coated, especially in certain situations like abusive situations or things that are not for your highest good and things that are dragging down your energy. Some people need to hear that it's time to get out of a situation. It's time to face the music because it's not going to be in your highest good to stay in these bad situations. And I know it's hard to hear. And me personally, I've always been like that with people I've given personal readings to, and a lot of people don't listen. It happens, but most of them do listen. They hear you, and if they're going to multiple readers and multiple readers are saying the same thing, whether it be a personal reading or a general reading, it's time to make a change. And I have another issue with people saying that readings that tell the truth or readings that are blunt are negative readings. That's a big issue within a community. I don't know too many other readers that I've seen on the YouTube community saying that other readers are negative because they're telling the truth. But a lot of them from what I hear from other readers, a lot of people are just too, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. I feel like it's a little bit delusional. I feel like if you always have to be positive and never face your shadow self, I feel like that's actually really toxic. I believe it's called toxic positivity, because we all have light and dark. It's a balance. It's a balance to have your light and dark. Because what is light without shadow? You have light and you have a shadow. A shadow is a part of you. So I believe it's best to embrace both sides of yourself, because everybody has it. No one's better to anybody. Everybody has light and shadow. Every single person. And within the last few years, I focused on both sides of that, because it's, of course, like, yeah, sure, I can get tons more likes or follows or whatever, if I just only said positive, generic stuff that doesn't really help anybody. But that's not who I am. And a lot of people don't like the way I read on my channel, but this is my channel, so I'm going to read the way I feel drawn to read. I'm going to read the way my intuition pulls for me. I'm not going to read the way this tarot card reader reads their cards. I'm not going to say it this way. I'm not going to say it that way. Given my channel is new, and this is the first time with me branching out into the YouTube community with my tarot cards, that's just something that I had an issue with, because people have already had an issue with how I run my channel already. And I know some people are really picky, and it's wild. So I've been following the tarot card community for a long time before I even decided to make my channel. I did like a couple of readings on my main channel, which you can check out in my links and descriptions, and people were kind of being rude about that. So it's supposed to be like more of a positive type of community, but people are just like rude, like because if something doesn't resonate with them, they want to dislike it, or they pick a card pile that they feel like, you know, is telling them too much truth or whatever, so they decide to dislike it, or they decide to call the reading negative or something like that. But the thing is, I don't allow that type of behavior on my channel, and I know there are other tarot card readers who do not allow that behavior on their channel as well. A lot of them have a ton of people following them, so I can't imagine always checking every single comment, you know, unless someone says something. But I see it a lot. Like, I watch this. I have my favorite tarot card readers. Yes, as a tarot card reader, I watch other tarot card readers, and I have my favorites. They are featured on my channel, and I recommend them. Even as a tarot card reader myself, I recommend them. I'm not one of those readers who is competitive with another reader because of whatever reason. I support tarot card readers just like they support me. We support each other. I don't just read for people who don't read tarot cards, but that's most of who I read for. And I feel like a lot of these types of readings are helpful to people sometimes, but it's just, that was my big thing, where people just associate it with negativity, or they see someone that's brand new. They're just like, oh, they're new, they're doing something different. Let me go ahead and be negative and say this and this and dislike this. That's some of the reason. I'm pretty sure that's some of the reason, because people don't want to take a chance on anyone new. And if you're not doing a bunch of fancy stuff, don't have like a really fancy setup, or, you know, have like this amazing camera and setup and everything like that, and just talking like, oh, love and light, and everything's beautiful, all things are beautiful, there's nothing negative going to happen to you, the angels are watching over you. No, I'm not like that. That's not me. If you like that kind of stuff, and those people that are doing that are truly genuine, then sure, you know, I don't have an issue with that. But that's not how I roll. And the tarot card readers that I follow are very straightforward and they say things, and I know some people get mad at them too. Some people don't like the way they talk. Some people don't like their language, their accent. And a couple of them that I follow are very soft-spoken, beautiful people. They definitely have a beautiful energy and they get such negativity. Some of them are a bit sassier and talk faster or whatever, and they are really good with their readings. They're spot on with their readings. They've been doing it for years. And there are also people on the other end, which is kind of mixed into this, where people just send evil eye to tarot card readers for whatever reason, because they don't like the way that person is. They don't like their energy. Their energy offends them. I mean, you put yourself out there, there's people who are going to do that. So protection and everything is so important. I'm going to touch on that subject probably in a future reading or future video, because my channel is not just for tarot card readings. It's to discuss spirituality and magic and things like that, and to have discussions like this as well. But on the other end, I know some of my negative feedback, not all of it. Some of the negative stuff is from people in my past who have an issue with me doing better, with me elevating myself, trying new things, evolving spiritually, helping other people. There are just some people in my past that are very negative. They're no longer in my life, who watch everything I do. And I'm not going to go too much into that on this channel because I don't want to feed into that. I don't want to deal with that really, because they haven't affected me enough where it's going to stop me from doing what I do. I have my business mocked by these people. They want to say, oh, why is she doing this? And, oh, she thinks she can do this now, or she calls this a business or whatever. This is a business for me. This is a small business. And I've been mocked for my small business. And I believe this is just one of them, by the way. And I believe that this is my calling. So this is what I'm going to do. And if someone has an issue with it, whether it be someone from the past or someone new or someone in the present, because the present is forever ongoing. So if anyone has an issue with that, and they don't need to be on my channel. If you don't like my readings, and I don't have very many at this point, after I post this, I should have one more video up like shortly. But I needed to get this off my chest. I needed to talk about this. And I feel like I'm going to let the negative people or the negativity roll off of me here, and I'm not going to let it stop me from doing my readings. And to the people who are sending evil eye or just negative energy altogether, have negative things to say about my business or what I do, or people who are just negative about the tarot community in general, it's not going to stop anyone from doing it. If you don't want any readings, then do not go looking for them. And don't expect tarot card readers or anyone or any type of psychic really to fix your problems, because no one's going to do that. You have to fix your own problems. If you don't like your reading, if you don't like what they're saying, if you go to multiple readers and you don't like what they're saying, make changes in your life if you want change. And if it's a hard situation that you're in, keep fighting. Keep fighting for something better. It's not easy. It's not always going to be easy. I can attest to this because I've been through some stuff too as well. No one's perfect. Everyone has their issues that they're going through. You never know when someone's going through. And I feel like people need to be a lot kinder to people who take time out of their day to use their energy and read for so many people, because it does take a lot of energy out of you, and it is very time consuming, especially when you have like a bigger following where a lot of people are like asking a bunch of questions or want to know this or want to know that. And everyone is not the same. So it can only be about the collective. So if there's something that doesn't resonate with you with a reading, check your energy. First of all, that's the big thing. Are you feeling emotional? Are you checking to make sure you're following your intuition and not just your emotions? Because your emotions doesn't mean intuition. Intuition can be tied to emotion, but intuition is something else. Intuition doesn't care about your emotions. Intuition is that thing that helps you dodge a lot of bad situations. I think that thing that helps you find good situations too as well. So it's not, you got to always check and make sure, is this my emotions that's leading me to these cards, or is it my intuition? You got to really think about that. I never recommend getting a reading when you have to choose your own tarot cards when you're emotional, because that can cloud your judgment, and then oftentimes the reading isn't going to be accurate to your situation. So meditate, take a deep breath, and then come back. And I can understand why a lot of tarot card readers don't, or on YouTube anyway, don't offer personal readings anymore because of a lot of the stuff that goes on. I know someone, I can sense this. I don't know why I'm sensing this, but it just popped up. Someone is going to ask the question. They may not say it in the comments, but they probably might be thinking it if they're listening to this. Do I have any issue with any tarot card readers on YouTube? Yes, I do. Because I know someone, I just had a feeling someone's just like, should I ask this question? Or, this question is going to pop into their head. I have a issue with a couple of them, and it's only 2 of them. One has a link to my past, who said nasty stuff about my business, and they really shouldn't be saying anything like that, because honestly, if their fan base knew how nasty they were behind closed doors, a lot of them wouldn't follow that person anymore. If they saw how bitter they are behind closed doors, which is concerning, because they're preaching a lot of positivity in their readings and about light and stuff like that. And they were this really bitter person, bitter, jealous person behind closed doors. And I believe that people who follow them, who will feel something is off, they might do that. But unfortunately, in this business, a lot of people can have an ability like this, but still be like very narcissistic, and they abuse their ability. So I'm not saying that this person is particularly a narcissist, but I just know of this person because they had said something really negative about my business. I never said anything negative about their business. I never attacked their business or anything like that, but they did with mine, and they were just sending like negative vibes and just jealousy, envy type of vibes. And just, I don't know why, because their following is a lot larger than mine, and I'm just starting out on YouTube, not just starting out reading tarot cards for people. I've been doing it for years, for friends, clients, whatever. But that type of energy let me know that they felt threatened. I'm like, okay, well, I must be doing something right, because there's really no reason for them to be that way besides being a negative, bitter person. And I thought it was really hypocritical and going against what they were saying on their channel. They didn't practice what they preach, basically. So that's why I'm very, very wary of people who only preach about love and light and don't talk about shadow aspects and stuff like that, because I know for a fact, because I just know, I'm not going to go into that this person had a lot of darkness in their life. And it's not just from their bitterness, but I do believe a lot of their bitterness stemmed from that darkness in their life. So I don't know if they decided to heal that since then, but hopefully they do. But I personally don't understand it. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the negative feedback that I've gotten also came from them. Another tarot card reader, I don't remember her name. I followed her in the past, and she seemed a lot more witchy than me, and she often complained about people from the community giving her a hard time because of the way she looked, I think. I'm not saying she was gothic, but she just, I guess, had like a witchy vibe. So another reader, she said, had a problem with her and was judging her channel based on the way she looked or something, or what she did. And based on her experience, I related to that experience, and I tried to talk to her. But when I tried to connect with her, I noticed that she was being very dismissive of me intentionally. It took me a little while to figure out that that's what she was doing, but she would like when she was going on live, for example, and she only had like a little bit of people there. So when you only have a small amount of people there, it's understandable that you should be able to talk to most of them, if not all of them. If you only have like 10 people watching you and while you're on live, then you should be able to respond to all of them. And I wasn't saying anything to her that was rude. I was being very calm and positive like everyone else, but then I started noticing that she was like that, and I was just like, oh no, something's off here. And I noticed like when I commented on her stuff, positive stuff, she liked my stuff, and then I guess she clicked onto my YouTube, and then she immediately disliked it. And I'm like, okay. So I also find that hypocritical. And she was hypocritical to me because she was saying how people basically said her energy was off and she was so negative and this and that. And then she does exactly what they're saying. Like, her energy was basically off. So I was like, okay, well, if they're saying this about you, I'm starting to think that there's some truth to it, because when someone's being non-threatening, non-negative to you, and you're being weird by unliking their stuff after they commented or deleting comments. I think she deleted a comment too. She was being weird. So I just have a problem with the hypocrisy. That's all I have. Be genuine with your words, basically. So I wasn't going to originally go into that, but I had a feeling that someone who watches this either now or sometime far in the future was going to have that question, and I have that question right there. But other than that, like, I don't have an issue with any other tarot card reader out there. I don't necessarily agree with everyone's method on how they do things, but I don't have an issue with anybody. Like, I'm not speaking negative about anybody. It's only those two people who were hypocritical to me with their practices and what they say. And also, I just wanted to just defend tarot card readers in general, because I see a lot of negativity on here, and I'm not an exception to that. I don't have the same amount of negativity that they do. I'm fairly new here, so yeah. But that's all I wanted to talk about. If you managed to listen to all of this, thank you for listening. If this is about you and you're being negative, then, well, I mean, you're not affecting me. I'm still going to do what I do. If you have any comments about this, leave comments down below. Feel free to discuss it. We don't have to agree with everything. I just don't want people to be negative or evil in my comments. That's it. That's all I ask for. Doesn't mean if something doesn't resonate or something, I want to hear that. I don't know how many readers say that or anything. If something doesn't resonate with you, I want to hear that. I actually do want to hear it. This does not resonate with me. Please let me know. I don't know any reader that I've listened to who has ever said that. But I honestly mean that, because like, if it doesn't resonate, then I need to know, or I'll talk to you, or maybe you get a personal reading so you can find out what does resonate with you, what does help your situation, because I don't mind talking to people individually and tapping into their energy and giving them personal readings to help them out in their situation. But yes, thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.